I am studying family studies, and I am minoring in government public policy and psychology. And what I plan on pursuing with that is hopefully an attorney or a child's lawyer for foster care. I decided that in order for me to actually make bigger changes and a real change is by actually becoming involved with advocating for foster care and becoming involved more into changing the system. I went to the system twice. The very first time I came into the system was when I was 10 years old, and I had gone to California. I currently lived in Arizona, but we got a phone call from one of my relatives saying that my sisters got taken away. So we had to travel late in the night to California, and in California was when we each got separated, which was kind of crazy because we didn't live in California and we went into a system in California. And so I think that was a conflict of interest, was that we didn't live there and we lived in Arizona. So the second time I came into the system was when I was 12, and that this was in Arizona. And from there, I went straight into a group home setting, and I had 8 siblings and we each got separated. And so I wasn't allowed to see my relatives, like my family members. I wasn't allowed to see my own parents and my own siblings, even though one of my siblings was really close by in another group home. There's policies in place that hinder like my way of independently growing up. And so one of them is the car insurance. Like when I aged out of the system, I was 18 and I didn't have a permit or a driver's license, and so I did accumulate a good amount of money while working for Burger King, but I didn't have that resource or the parents who was able to teach me how to drive, because there's a huge problem with the liability issue within the car insurance and foster parents. So foster parents are liable if we get in a car accident, and my foster parents didn't want to have that be a problem. I was lucky enough to get the tuition waiver, where foster kids are allowed to go to school and then the grants apply first, and then the tuition waiver, whatever is extra, the tuition waiver covers that, meaning that you'll basically be going for a full ride to school. And I was one of the few that has had that opportunity, and so the tuition waiver has helped me a lot because I don't have any loans or any debt going into school, and when I age out and when I graduate, I won't have any debt, which is really lucky, and I'm blessed to have that opportunity. The other issue growing up in the foster care system and aging out of the foster care system was health insurance. I do have health insurance, but there's a certain amount of benefits that I'm qualified for. So recently I tried going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned, and because I am 21, I do have a health insurance, but at age 21 is when certain benefits we're not allowed to have, or I guess we don't apply for a certain amount of benefits. And so when I tried to go get my teeth cleaned, I had to pay half of what I would have to pay out of pocket. A lot of the policies that are in place right now are great, and they are very beneficial. The tuition waiver is very beneficial, and healthcare is very beneficial, as well as car insurance is beneficial for any civilian. But for foster kids, we don't have those parents that we can stay on their healthcare plan till 26. So when we turn 21, we don't have all the benefits that other kids would. And so not being insured until 26 is kind of hard, and it would be nice to have that. But like I said, I don't have my parents that I can stay on their plan till 26. And so having that would be nice, and having other foster kids be able to have the opportunity to go to school on that tuition waiver would be really nice, and they would, I feel, would very excel in school if they had the opportunity and didn't have to worry about loans and debt. I would just like to be making changes in the system firsthand, I guess, and I would like to just have a family of my own.